Again, Professor Tan Sri Dato Wira Dr. Sharifah Apsal Syed Hassan Shahri, Vice Chancellor the KM, Yang Berhormat Dato Saifuddin Abdullah, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Higher Education, distinguished panel, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me start by saying that I'm here to represent Dato Miswan Kamai, the Deputy Secretary General of the ASEAN Social Cultural Community. He has expressed his regrets for not being able to be part of the panel as he has to fly to Brunei for an emergency meeting. Allow me to start by expressing our appreciation to the organizers and especially Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Sarah Cargill, for inviting ASEAN Secretariat to this conference. In discussing the issue of social responsibility, perhaps it would be beneficial for the forum to have a perspective on the role of youth in ASEAN where CSR and USR are concerned. In that, one of ASEAN's purposes is to, I quote, promote a people-oriented ASEAN in which all sectors of society are encouraged to participate in and benefit from the process of ASEAN integration and community building. Now, this highlights the strong focus and the social dimensions of development in ASEAN and represents ASEAN's aspiration to lift the quality of life of its people and to strengthen the cultural identity towards building a people-oriented ASEAN. In tandem with the aspiration of people-oriented ASEAN, the youth of ASEAN represent an important group and one of ASEAN's greatest assets, which will help ASEAN to establish the vision of the ASEAN Community 2015. Now, how is ASEAN promoting youth development? I would like to highlight the fact that the ASEAN Ministerial Meeting on Youth was established in 1992 to recognize the importance of the youth sector in the development of future leaders. That means, as of this year, ASEAN has benefited from 20 years of official member states' commitment on youth issues. Under the guidance of the Senior Officials Meeting on Youth, SOMI, activities and projects to tap youth potential in ASEAN community building have continued and intensified over the years. It is expected that the youth should be at the center of the pioneers in championing the four following strategic issues. Firstly, on promoting ASEAN awareness. Secondly, on strengthening entrepreneurial skills for youth. Leadership values in youth. And the fourth last 2 days is on volunteerism. In our vision of the ASEAN Community 2015, caring and sharing as well as social well-being have been recognized as the foundation of the ASEAN community. Our universities in this regard recognize these catchphrases as integral part of the ASEAN identity and ASEAN awareness. As universities can no longer detach themselves from society, it is imperative that they engage efficiently and effectively the wider community. This underscores the idea of university social responsibility and sustainability, which I hope to give an ASEAN perspective on. Now, universities have become active units within a society that vigorously applies the concept of social responsibility. In the AUN thematic network on USNRS, I understand that the four key strengths in entrenching this concept are: firstly, teaching and learning, research and academic services; second, universities governance and administration; thirdly, community involvement; and fourthly, the final one, on campus life. I would like to draw your attention on the third one, i.e. community building, community involvement. ASEAN Secretariat sees this concept as the one that is most closely linked to our vision of Community 2015, as it is the strength in which USRNS institutions engage and involve the community to improve standards of living, tackle social issues, and help contribute positively to the community and the wider society. In this regard, it is important for our higher education sector to be given from all the relevant, including the corporate sector, our CSOs and NGOs, government agencies, dialogue partners, as well as us in the ASEAN Secretariat. Support is also necessary from our community at large, so that values and precepts imbibed by our youth and students in our universities and other higher education institutions are reinforced outside the institutional compounds. Again, I would like to reiterate the importance of the different stakeholders as well as the media and grassroots organizations to play major roles in achieving this vision of engaged ASEAN youth. Distinguished panel, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to quote Mr. Yu So Lin of Salusik village in Myanmar. He is a beneficiary as well as a volunteer during the tragic Cyclone Nargis disaster of 2008. He said, and I quote, and for those who have participated in the workshop, allow me to repeat this. ASEAN is an association of Southeast Asian nations. There are 10 members, including Myanmar. 10 members of ASEAN are like 10 fingers. One finger is nothing. You can't do anything with that, but with all 10 fingers, you can handle everything. The simple observation perfectly underscores the need for ASEAN youth to work together, either on volunteerism opportunities or other activities that connect our peoples together and improve the life of citizens in ASEAN. Do recall that Cyclone Nargis occurred at a very pivotal time when ASEAN member states were embracing the ASEAN Charter and the association was striving to become a more active, dynamic, and inclusive entity. The disaster provided ASEAN with a window of opportunity to make meaningful progress on the goals of the Charter, to bring ASEAN closer to the people and enhance the well-being and livelihood of ASEAN peoples. Experience from Nargis demonstrates that ASEAN, with support from partners, can strengthen disaster management and risk reduction among member states and provide an effective coordinating mechanism to facilitate the delivery of international assistance in a member state during post-disaster relief and recovery process. The ASEAN Volunteers Program, which was established as part of the comprehensive response to the disaster, was just a simple response that what our volunteers and our youth could do. When this program, the ASEAN Volunteers Program, ended in July 2010, it became an example of the benefits that broader integration and closer partnerships can yield. From this experience, our youth sector can definitely play an active role in the future. Allow me to conclude by highlighting a few key messages. The Southeast Asia region is a very diverse region, and ASEAN is at its core. Hence, the development of an ASEAN community is an important building block towards the building of a peaceful region. Thus, it is important that we recall the purposes of the ASEAN Charter and the aim of ASEAN's Community 2015. Social cultural understanding, acquisition of requisite skills and values, and a sense of community are also important elements towards preparing for responsible leadership. In this regard, the ASEAN senior officials on youth contribute the strong foundation in the development of future leaders of ASEAN and their relation to other regions. ASEAN needs to continuously engage the youth sector, as it is essential that the potential and leadership can be fully tapped to shape ASEAN's economic, social, political, and technological developments and ensure regional peace and prosperity for ASEAN. With this, I thank you.